Oh, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning, there was season 1. Then there was season 2 with a whole new ending of the DC universe. And now, with the new constructed studio underway, this will be the last podcast episode of season 2 in the home studio. We're getting season 3 of Saturday morning cartoons before we're getting season 3 of Invincible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Doug McDoubles. Next to me is the greatest co-host of all time, an Invincible connoisseur himself, Ray McFlurry II. How you doing, my friend?
It's good to be here. It's on the season 2 finale. Somehow,
Crazy.
when we did the season 1 finale and ended with Aquaman, that was the end of the year. I didn't even think about season 2 ending at the end of the year. I didn't even think about that being a thing for the podcast. But yeah, it's kind of a nice natural progression from the studio to the temporary spot here for 10 episodes or whatever it's been. And then yeah, season 3 is going to start off. Next episode will be in the new fucking setup, the new studio.
I am beyond excited.
At least the new sitting spots, because the back might evolve, you know, like the background and the shelves and stuff. But yeah, it's fucking great, dude. I'm so excited for you.
New studio, man.
So excited, man.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We are getting SMC season 3 before Invincible season 3. However, it's right around the corner.
It's pretty close.
Right around the corner. We beat them just in time.
Dude, they dropped every episode date.
Yes.
For the season 3 release schedule.
Yep.
We made all the jokes, man. We made all of the jokes from the wait from season 1 to 2. When season 2 came back, we made the jokes on the unnecessary 4-month mid-season break. We made all the jokes. Season 2 ended. Loved it. No date was announced, so we kept making jokes.
Yep.
And then they announced the date, and it was February. And that day, it's here, dude. It's almost fucking here.
Yep.
Like, February 6th. February 6th is the first 3 episodes drop. The season premiere is episodes 1 through 3 on February 6th. Then after that, it goes with weekly episodes up until March 13th. So February 13th, February 20, February 27th, March 6th, and March 13th. 8 episodes in the season. It concludes March 13th. And then, as we've discussed before, Battle Beast comes in April. So
damn right.
Ends mid-March. April starts the next month. The Battle Beast comic fucking comes out.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a mouthful. Yeah, Invincible, it's right around the corner, dude. They've been dropping a lot of news. Like, yes, the schedule is great. It's exciting to see all of the episodes they're dropping. But they've been announcing fucking voice casts. They dropped this whole string of voice casts for season 2 or for season 3. And obviously every season in Invincible, you're going to add in crazy new characters just by nature of how the comic story goes.
Right.
So with Invincible, right, they have a big budget from Amazon Prime. What do they do with that budget? Are they getting better animation? No. They're getting Aaron Paul to voice Powerplex, right? That's the type of shit they're doing. Who is Powerplex? He is this really, really minor fucking character. Like, in this, not to ruin it too much, I don't know if they'll do his character from the comic, like straight from the book or whatever. But if I remember right, this character loses his sister in the train fight between Invincible and Omni-Man. And that's his motivation. But his motivation is to, like, be a good guy or something, but he looks like he's a villain when he first tries it, and Invincible shows up to stop him. And then he's like, okay, no, now I'm going to kill Invincible because he killed my sister.
Yeah. And
then that just spurns, like, he stops him easily because he's invincible. And it spurns this whole fucking background tertiary story arc throughout, throughout the books. But yeah, he's a great character, but I think Aaron Paul's a big name. Like, I know he was Jesse Pinkman, and like, that's a pretty big get for
that's Aaron Paul,
for like a third tier character that's just going to be in the background, I think.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. He has a cool arc. Like, there's going to be some shit that happens in this season where a lot of the Earth is destroyed, and Invincible shows back up from an absence of some sort, not to spoil anything. Mm-hmm. And this dude Powerplex is there being a good guy.
Just saving the world.
Yeah, he's just there being a good guy, picking up rubble. You know, he's literally in the Guardians of the Globe because Invincible has been gone, and he comes back and starts trying to fight him, and Cecil's like, fucking, listen, he's a good guy until you show up. And then he loses his goddamn mind. Please leave him alone. Like, go away. He's a good dude. Like, but it's weird, dude. Like, the whole voice casting, like, not just Aaron Paul. Simu Liu is Multi-Paul, which is Duplicate's brother.
Oh,
you know, like, the names, dude. Cholo is fucking Dropkick and Fight Master. Blue Beetle.
Oh, the brothers.
Yeah, they're the brothers from the future that come back from the future to grab Invincible and solve a problem in the future. And
then Kate Mara is Becky Duvall.
Kate Mara is Becky Duvall. John DiMaggio plays the elephant. Jonathan Banks is an unknown character. Like, what does Invincible do? No, they're not going to make it look like X-Men 97. They're not going to make it look like Creature Commandos. But they are going to have the most fucking insane cast of voice actors like you've ever seen. Has Aaron Paul done voice acting? I don't even know if he's done voice acting. Has he?
So.
Has he done anything since that? He did that. Oh, what was it? It was like a racing movie right after Need for Speed. I was like, Hot Wheels? It's not Hot Wheels, is it? I was like, yeah. He did that racing movie, right? And I have not heard his name since. Like right after Breaking Bad and El Camino, and I've literally not heard from him. But I don't know. Like, I think it's a big name. Jonathan Banks is a big name. Like, Simu Liu is a big name. Like, all of these voice castings up until like they just dropped all of these random characters that are gonna tie in, but they're not like gonna get a lot of focus. Like Simu Liu and like I don't know. They could make it look way better, but they're gonna blow their load budget on some fucking
on some great actors.
Let me get that light. Oh yeah, on some voice actors that might be in 5 minutes of one episode. I don't know because like these characters, Powerplex is a cool character, but that Invincible moves on from that storyline real quick. Like Powerplex continues on in the background of the comic panels. Right. Like that's how a lot of his story happens. I don't know who Becky Duvall is. Multi-Paul is, I think, in prison. I think he's been shown on the show. Okay, yeah, okay. So I don't know how much he's going to tie into it. Dropkick and Fight Master, they show up. That might be an episode. That might be just one episode or like the first arc of one episode because he's going to be at dinner. They're going to come from the future, take him there, do some shit, but it's like some real, like some time consuming shit. So I don't know. It could be, it's just a weird, they dropped a lot of fucking news on the castings. And I was surprised, not just the level of names, but they had kept, Cholo hadn't said anything about being in the show on his podcast. Like Aaron Paul never came out that Aaron Paul was in it or Jonathan Banks or I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me. I was real surprised to not only get the list of like famous ass motherfuckers that are going to be voice actors in this, but that it was so close to the show coming out before they leaked or anything.
Right.
It was kind of crazy.
You want to know what's crazy? KRAVEN. I know it's past. All right, I know the Sonyverse is long and dead.
Oh, hold on. It's not past, bro. People are watching it over and over, again and again.
Alessandro Nivola reacts to the Brutalist outgrossing KRAVEN the Hunter despite playing in 1,000 less theaters. If you guys didn't know who he was the Rhino in the KRAVEN franchise. And he's also in the Brutalist with Adrian Brody. He stars in both films, and he tweeted out recently because of that. He said, should I, A, quit, B, celebrate, or C, eat a gummy and chill?
It's a good mentality to have about it.
Give this man a full solo movie as the Rhino since y'all are fucking up this franchise. That tweet alone, I respect him.
Yeah. A lot of respect from that tweet, dude.
It's
shit.
So fucking devastating, dude. 1,000 less theaters and still made more money.
That's really fucking depressing. That should...
At least KRAVEN made more money than Better Man.
Oh, God, dude, we could fucking put a podcast in theaters and make what Better Man made.
Damn right.
But let's go back to Invincible for a second, because I brought it up for just a brief moment. But the Battle Beast spinoff comic.
Yes.
Ryan Ottley, obviously the Invincible comic book artist from issue 7 on. He is also a consultant, an art consultant on the show, because not only did he draw the book, but him and Robert co-created a fuck ton of characters together. Like, he created a lot of characters. So him and Robert obviously, he's like a producer or whatever, but Otley, he's a art consultant or whatever on the show. So he's been tweeting a lot about not just season 3, but he's been like the main source of information for the Battle Beast comic. Right. Because not a lot of people, like Kirkman's not on there talking about it. It's Ryan Otley. So he's been the one talking about it. So we've had it before, what issues the comics are going to take place between, like where it will be in the story. But in the show, apparently, it's going to tie into the show in some capacity. The show and comics aren't 1-to-1, so I think they're alternate universes or whatever. But
right,
it's the way he makes it sound. He says this Battle Beast story takes place after his initial appearance in season 1, and then in parentheses, or issue 11 for the comic. Yeah, super stoked for the Invincible show, obviously, but you know, anybody that's read the comics knows how damn cool Battle Beast is. Like, he's just.
It's bad,
like you talk about somebody that aura farms, like Piccolo, obviously, but yeah, Battle Beast, man, like he's such a bad dude when he fights.
Give me that lighter.
God, and I don't want to spoil it. It's in game. He fights a real strong guy, a real strong Viltrumite way down the line, right? Yeah. And he wants the one-on-one battle, right? So he's helping like the good guys fight the bad guys. But he's on the good guy side only because he wants to fight that really strong guy that bad.
Yeah.
Not that he's a good guy, but he's aligned himself. Right, so he goes to fight.
He's an invincible version of Tai Lung. He's just looking for the best fighter at all times.
Yeah. He's very Saiyan-esque, man. I know I've said it a lot, but he just wants to fucking fight,
I want to go out like a warrior.
Yeah. So much so that, like, he wants to fight them one-on-one, but then they betray him or whatever, and he gets sneak attacked by somebody. The Viltrumite does, and he gets injured. Battle Beast won't have that, dude. He takes his sword and he cuts his belly open. He says, "Now we fight." He injures himself as badly as that dude got injured by the fucking cheap shot by the other guys, and he said, "Now we're fighting to the death." Like, he's the craziest character. Like, anybody that's read Invincible knows how cool Battle Beast is, and you should know how insane this comic run is about to be.
Fuck.
Like, he is an insane character, dude.
I can't wait for this dude. I can't wait to see the episode version of that fight.
Dude, it's gonna be
what's
good.
gonna happen
it's
and him
good,
losing
man.
his shit. Be like, "No, you're not gonna fucking take it from me."
Dude, he's furious. Yeah, he's like, they get sneak attacked by these Ragnars or whatever. I think I've talked about them before. The red things with the teeth.
Yeah.
And he's just like, they're on his side, but he's like just decapitating them. He's like so fucking mad. He's like helping save the guy because he wants to fight him that bad. Yeah. He's like that type.
Because the Ragnars are the only thing from the books.
Yeah, because their planet has like 17 times gravity, so they've evolved.
Their teeth density,
they're 20 times stronger than a Viltrumite. Yeah. Like, it's absurd how strong they are. Yeah, it's a cool fucking. Dude, I love Battle Beast. I love Invincible. Best comic story ever told. Because how many fucking comic book characters have ever gotten a beginning and an end to their story and nothing else? No backtreading, no rehashing, no rebooting, no fucking retconning. Best comic story ever told, dude. And the Amazon, like, they're getting their shit together. Like, season 2 to season 3, I think they heard the criticism. Yeah. They had to have heard the criticism.
And they understood it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting, man. I'm here for it. I'm fucking stoked for Invincible, but I don't know, man. We can keep it on comics, though. There was we can get into some DC now, since we are the world's biggest DC podcast.
Damn right.
Scott Snyder was talking about Absolute Martian Manhunter, the upcoming newest run from the DC Absolute series.
Yeah, you were the one that let me know about this. I didn't know that they were making Martian Manhunter. I thought they were going to do other League members, and you were like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they started off with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And then this newest run is Absolute Flash, Absolute Martian Manhunter, and Absolute Green Lantern, which is Jessica Cruz.
Yep. I said it once, I'll say it again. Absolute Green Arrow.
Oh, it's got to be coming, dude.
Do the CW where he goes to the island, where he still goes to the island, blah, 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 and it doesn't change anything for him, where he's still just a fucking dickhead. So when he comes back, he's just a fuckhead with money doing it just because he has the money, and he learns over time through his losses and mess-ups, and then Roy Harper shows up, and he's like doing it for the good, and he kind of instills some goodness in Oliver Queen. Absolute Green Arrow. Just saying.
Dude, yeah. I think the way this series has been selling.
Make him a smug billionaire that's like,
Yeah.
I just want to do it just cause, and his accident meant nothing to him. Like he went to an island, but he was immediately saved. Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would love to see what the major difference is.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Without a doubt.
That'd be cool. And especially like Martian Manhunter. Like, this is the way the other Absolute series have sold. I don't know that Martian Manhunter has got a lot of solo runs through the years, but there is a very good chance that this Absolute Martian Manhunter run will be the best-selling Martian Manhunter book ever.
Without a doubt.
Like, that's just crazy to think, and it's not even out yet. Like, Scott Snyder's just talking about it still. Like, here's his quote. He says, "Absolute Martian Manhunter is a big break from what you've ever seen from Martian Manhunter. It's oddly very true to the core, but it's a leap when you get into it. You know, some books in the Ultimate line are bigger leaps than others, and I feel it's extremely user-friendly. It's incredibly easy to read, yet it also recombines a lot of ideas in different ways." So just like a lot of the Absolute books, it's the core character you know, but it's just the origin of Krypton is different. Batman's origin is different.
Wonder Woman's
grew up in hell. Like, yeah, it's everybody has a little something that's flip-flopped on them. And I'm fucking like the art for it. The art for the Martian Manhunter
looks amazing.
It looks incredible, dude.
It genuinely looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's such a cool style. Like, I'm excited for the story because it's such a Martian Manhunter on his own as the last Martian. The last Martian, the last Kryptonian. You know, there's always more out there when you need a villain that can match them. But like being the last Martian, you know, they flipped it on its head in Young Justice, like where Mars was still there. They were just completely cut off or whatever from everybody. Like, they could do the same thing here. Mars could still be there, or the destruction of Mars could just be different. Like, I don't know. It's going to be a cool fucking series, though, from the sound of it.
I'm so fucking excited, dude.
Yeah, it'll be dope.
Speaking of just incredible DC comics and just DC stories in general, did you see what James Gunn said about the Suicide Squad?
Yeah. There's been a lot of questions about how canon works since Creature Commandos wrapped up, and he finally put the word out on it.
Yeah. And he said, only Creature Commandos forward is pure canon. The Suicide Squad has a lot of consistencies, but I think it has an imperfect memory.
Yeah. Which it's just not fucking hard to understand. Like, anybody that is confused on what is canon in the DCU, like, if you watch Creature Commandos, you know what's canon. Like, if they bring it up, it's canon. If it's mentioned, it's canon. If you see, you know, like they talk about Corto Maltese and you see King Shark, like it's canon. You know, they talk about Rick Flag Jr. That's how you know it's canon. It shouldn't be like, is this canon? Did they mention it? Did they address it? Then no, it's not canon as of now. But if they mention it in the next project, then it will be canon.
Yep.
Like, everything he says, it's an imperfect memory. Yep. It's like you can assume that a version of these events happened, but until they mention the specific thing, it didn't happen. Yep. It's not canon. We've watched enough, like anybody that's bitching about it, you've watched enough, like Dragon Ball Z or One Piece or Naruto or whatever in your life, that there is filler. Like, you know, you've watched plenty of non-canon shit. How is it confusing to anybody to be like, it's not like this was filler, but like, you know, the concept of non-canon content. Like,
you're aware.
Like, it's just Elseworlds. It's just a hazy memory. Like, it makes sense, like, until they bring it up, until it's mentioned.
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
Like, right.
If you were confused at Peacemaker season 1 to 2, that's a conversation to have. But this isn't.
But also, it's not
just
necessarily a conversation to have just yet, because James Gunn said everything is canon of Peacemaker 1 except for that Justice League scene.
Yeah.
And he said that on multiple interviews, that everything in Peacemaker is canon except the Justice League scene. So, based off his multiple interviews, I want to say it's 4. I'll give him 5 just based off I love James Gunn. 5 different accounts of the CEO and one of the head creators of the DC said, yeah, all of season 1 is canon, Peacemaker, except the Justice League scene, which makes sense because Ezra Miller and Aquaman and this and that and the other.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense.
It makes
you know what I mean? I respect that. If you have questions about it, that does make sense. But asking these questions without stuff coming out yet,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. You're hang up on the whole universe.
You're wanting him to spoil
everything. It's a season
everything.
finale for Peacemaker. Like, how is that your hang up for anything?
Yeah.
Like, if you're confused, just watch Creature Commandos. That's the DC universe. That's the start of it.
Hear me out. Polka Dot Man never died. Went into the polka dot dimension.
I would be fine with that.
David Dalmatian comes back. Polka Dot Man.
I love that performance.
Dude, he was so great.
Good.
I recently watched the What If Marvel Zombie episode.
Oh yeah.
I was chilling the other day because Dougie's leg is still broken. I get my cast.
Didn't magically heal in 2 episodes.
Yeah, I get my cast tomorrow, which is exciting. So I'll have a different color cast, and I won't have a splint and a wrap anymore. But
use that boy as a weapon now,
dude. Hot damn. Ray's about to beat some motherfuckers with this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
He's swinging you by the arms. Bro.
Oh, dude. I love that shit.
Get the fuck back.
Looking like some Russian ice skaters.
Yeah, there we go.
But I watched it, and he plays one of the characters in Ant-Man. He plays Scott Lang's one of his best friends from prison that is doing, they're all reformed and stuff like that. And he survives the zombie apocalypse. And he is Russian, I believe. And he fears Baba Yaga, which is like an cultural like witch kind of back then, you know what I mean? And so then Wanda is a zombie in this episode. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, Baba Yaga, and he dies. Spoiler alert. But his character just in that episode, fantastic.
Really,
him being in the first 2 movies, perfect. I loved every second of it. I think he was in the third one. He might have showed up at the very end, but David Dalmatian is just killing it, dude.
So good, man.
The Devil Comes at Night, or I Talked to the Devil at Night or something like that. His newest horror movie was fucked up. It was a psychological masterpiece of madness and gore, and I loved it. Hey, man. David Dalmatian killed it. I'm very impressed with what he does. Polka Dot Man, please come back. You know, just that simple. You can do it, man. If it's a little inconsistent, a little hazy, a little distant memory, then we can bring him back. It's that simple. It's okay. We don't gotta bring Pete Davidson back. It's okay if you don't wanna. I would love it. I would watch it, but not everyone's gonna. David Dalmatian will easily be a good fucking Polka Dot Man. You know what I mean? You want to stay on this DC train for a second, my friend?
Yeah, I think it's our last bit of DC news today.
I think so. To be honest with you, let me go back and just double check real quick. No, it's not. We have one other thing after this. I'm gonna get to this first.
Oh, okay. I forgot you sent.
We'll get to this right after, because that'll take a few seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been on the quest of all of the details we can find on the Swamp Thing movie, because Ray and I love DC. James Gunn, we're your number one DC podcast, and we love Swamp Thing as the character itself. Cannot wait. We've gotten a lot of Clayface news. We got a lot of Deathstroke and Bane, dynamic duo, Superman. We got our first picture of Millie Alcock. For Supergirl, we got like the back headshot or whatever the fuck they released. James Mangold says his Swamp Thing movie will be a simple gothic horror movie. While I'm sure DC views Swamp Thing as a franchise, I would be viewing it as a simple, clean gothic horror movie. This is what you need in a director. He's not looking to make a quadruple movie. He's not looking for a Quantumania trilogy, because they've seen what can happen. James Gunn knows we don't reshoot. We don't do that. We give time to the VFX and CGI artists, and we don't give anything a green light until a script is done. That simple. Yep. I cannot wait for this movie.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting because we talked a lot about Clayface.
Yes.
And how it's going to be a mid-budget horror movie and back to basics type of filmmaking or whatever.
Right.
And this is something that was in like the first chapter of Gods and Monsters. Like this was the first part of the original announcement.
It was like the fourth thing announced. Yeah. Like the 9 that he did.
Yeah. And not a lot came out of it other than James Mangold getting hired to direct and all of it. But yeah, it's refreshing to hear. Not just that the director is like, I don't know I'm focused on this movie. I'm not thinking about 2 or 3 or whatever other job they might be offering me. It's just refreshing as hell that they're like, I'm focused on this. I don't know what their plans are, but I'm doing this.
I'm focused as my Swamp Thing is a one and done movie. Yeah. And I love that.
That's great.
Yeah. I think he did that as well to show James Gunn, like, I'm not here for the budget. I'm not here for the bread. I'm here because I'm here to make good. I'm here to make good movies.
Yeah, I'm down for it because Swamp Thing should be a completely distinct style from a Superman movie. Clayface should be a completely distinct style from a Swamp Thing horror movie. Like they're going to be different style movies, and I fucking love it. I love to hear him call it a gothic horror movie, a simple gothic horror movie. It's going to be so good, dude.
So when Disney Plus was dropping everything and anything for Marvel, we got WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Echo, this, that, the other. When those first 3 dropped, Falcon the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki.
Yeah.
Those were all 3 beautiful like encapsulations of what the other phases became and what we're about to start into.
Sure. Loki
with the multiverse, Kang, Falcon the Winter Soldier with Captain America 4, him actually unearning the shield and becoming Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
WandaVision with Agatha and White Vision and Vision Quest coming up and stuff like that. And then in October, Ray, they made Werewolf by Night. And it is a 50s style monster movie set in black and white.
All right.
And it was the first thing that they announced that you had to set your rating for TVMA because blood was going to be shown. Whether it was black and white, it was still a gothic horror movie, where it still felt like you were in Dracula's castle, where they were legitimate monster hunters, where one of them was a werewolf. And Man-Thing is there, who is the Marvel version of Swamp Thing. Blah, blah, blah. But he only kills you if you're scared, if you have fear.
Oh, wild. Okay.
Yes. And the way they made that movie was so beautifully done and crafted compared to the entire tonal shift of what the Marvel Universe has become.
Yeah.
This is going to be their exact replica to that, and I cannot wait because everyone shits on certain Disney Plus shows. You know what they don't shit on? Werewolf by Night. Because they didn't make it as like, oh, we're going to make this a 7-episode series or a sequel. They made it as, hey, this is an hour and 32 minutes. It is a Disney Plus or a Marvel exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be it. And it works.
Yeah.
This is what Swamp Thing is going to be. James Mangold, it has nothing but our utmost respect. We're excited for it, and I cannot freaking wait.
It's going to be great, dude. I want to talk about this. I hadn't heard anything about this movie, but I thought that their release plan for this movie was very interesting. Because we used to be a proper country. Back in the day,
yes,
Johnny Cash used to go into Folsom Prison. He used to go into San Quentin and play a show and record a goddamn album.
Fun fact, Airheads, the movie, Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, they get arrested at the end of the movie because they hold up the radio station so they'll play their music to the world on the radio station. Fake guns. They go to jail. The ending of the movie is them performing at a prison because it's shot in like the 90s where you could fucking do that. Just another little glimpse into that. But yeah, speaking of the marketing on this, man.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so now this movie Sing Sing, never heard anything about it.
I won't lie to you, when I heard Sing Sing, I legitimately thought, didn't they already do a fucking sequel to that Sing movie? And I was like, damn, Colin Domingo about to fucking kill this shit, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fun fact, not even close to what I was thinking.
Oh, no, I don't think that's the same one.
Nope.
That's not. A little different.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, so they're the first feature film. That's an A24 release. It's the first feature film. It's going to be released in theaters and in prisons at the same time. Interesting. I think it's very fucking cool.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Inmates deserve entertainment. Sony, if you want people to watch KRAVEN, you want people to watch Madam Web, this might be something you need to look into.
Yo, hey,
there's no better way to get asses in seats than to fucking give them nothing else to do but watch Madam Web.
Here's the thing. You give prisons, all right, on a Friday, all right, you start them off. It's Venom 1, Venom 2, Venom 3, Morbius, Madam Web, and then KRAVEN. All those weeks, you know what I mean? If they're in prison, you're going to give them the worst of the movies then. If there are people in the comments that are like, they're in prison, why would you give them movies? Here's for your little fucking bullshit. You give them the Sonyverse movies.
Televisions in there? Like, of course they have fucking movies in there.
Everyone's seen The Longest Yard. He motherfucking loves Joy Behar. He loves The View.
Fucking duh.
Everyone knows that, dude. Oh, no, my cousin did have a TV in his cell in prison.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking ain't right, dude.
It's like they're fucking completely isolated.
Yeah, he's not in the box, dude. Chill the fuck out.
I thought it was a cool release schedule, but
yeah, dude, it's fucking
pretty interesting.
I love it, dude.
It is, though. If you want motherfuckers to watch it, you're pulling it out of theaters, Sony. Like, put it in prisons.
Put it in a prison. That's genuinely such a cool fucking idea. A24 will be releasing the film to almost 1 million incarcerated people across the U.S. next week.
And listen, that is 7 times the amount of people that watch KRAVEN in theaters.
Yep.
Like,
and you know what's crazy? I'm pretty sure that's more than the fucking Better Man movie too.
Probably.
I don't even think that grossed 100K in the U.S. I think is what the reports were saying.
Yeah, it's not good, dude.
So I'm just saying, dude, put a fucking monkey on the screen and let prisoners watch it. It's not the end of the world. Who's it fucking hurting? A24 has just been continuing to drop cool shit.
Yeah.
And do cool, innovative things. From giving Mia Goth one of the coolest fucking horror careers that women haven't seen since like Neve Campbell and fucking back in the day and Courtney Cox and the slasher films like Mia Goth in the Pearl X and the other one, like incredible movies. You know what I mean? A24 is doing insane shit. Congratulations. That's such a cool, innovative way to get your movie shown.
Yeah, it's cool as hell.
If prisoners are allowed for good behavior to have cats in certain prisons, in certain prison systems, why can't you let them watch movies like that in theaters? I have zero issues like that. I think that's fucking cool as shit. You know what's not awesome, man?
What's that?
We had a whole episode, essentially. Whole little poster about this. That Andy Muschietti, loser Muschietti. Screen Rant just officially posted something talking about Andy Muschetti's comments. Grant Gustin's 10-year run in the Arrowverse proves the Flash is a character a lot of the people cared about.
Fucking duh.
I'm going to tell you right now, based off my history, in a 10-year span, do you genuinely want to know the most, like, people that have been like, yo, I fucks with the Flash? Hispanic people.
Oh,
all the homies.
Interesting.
All the homies that I've met, they like, oh, what are you doing, bro? I'm watching the Flash. Or like, I'll see them post on their Snapchat story with a blunt, like watching the Flash. Like it's insane that they're into that shit. Like,
why do you think that is?
Genuinely, because it started at such a time, like when you and I were in school, high school, the Vampire Diaries was the coolest shit around, and not only that, but it was okay to be into. Because even though growing up, being like in poverty or poor or having only like 3 channels, people got made fun of to an extent. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So
yeah.
I think that unity of poverty just and people not bullying other things and people
owning it, so it's,
you allowing things to be cool.
Yeah.
I think that's what allowed the appreciation not only for the CW to continue making the Arrowverse, but also the CW giving more shows for people to have over fandom. Like, Heart of Dixie ran for 5 seasons, and you name dropped the other day, and it was just like, hot damn, dude. I watched every episode with my mother. You know what I'm saying? It was like, fucking right. Like, they gave us Black Lightning as a TV show. You know what I mean?
So you think being on the CW made it be like Hispanic people's favorite character?
Not just Hispanic people. I think it gave everyone, not just you didn't have
poor
to
people.
You didn't have to have a streaming service or cable to go watch
you just had to have the rabbit ears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was for everyone at the most convenient way possible, where they gave it a chance. Because not only that, CW was on a digital box. You know what I mean? It was one of the most. It was one of the premier channels for poverty. That's all I remember was like you said it best last episode, where it was like Tuesday or 6 o'clock Heart of Dixie, 7 o'clock The Flash, 9 o'clock Vampire Diaries. That was in unison. So of course female people are gonna watch it. You know, like people are gonna watch The Flash, even when it moved. Or even when Superman came in, and then Supergirl, and then Arrow, and then Legends of Tomorrow, and then Black Lightning, and then Batwoman, and then the 3 different Crisis on Infinite Earths, were every episode where they literally had so many CW Arrowverse shows that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was a 5-episode crossover premiere event. You've never heard of that.
It was a different time.
Like, it's insane. Black Lightning was on, or Supergirl was on Monday. Black Lightning was on Tuesday, or was on Wednesday. Flash was on Tuesday. Arrowverse was on Thursday, and fucking Batwoman was fucking there on Friday, dude. And Arrowverse, or the DC's Legends of Tomorrow, they were already there with the Arrowverse already throughout it. because there were characters throughout all of their franchises, like Heat Wave and Captain Cold, Flash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
fucking awesome.
Black Canary or White Canary, where the fuck Arrowverse, like it worked. Ray Palmer, it worked. The CW did things that others couldn't. Yeah, the CGI was a little shit. It wasn't the best, but also it was a CW show.
Of course.
And let's not forget the ultimate respect. It started with Smallville with Superman, and it ended correctly with Superman and Lois. You got to give the CW that respect alone.
You're damn right.
To end on a high note and start on a high note.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to give it that respect.
It's incredible.
And the Grant Gustin's 10-year run in the Arrowverse proves that the Flash is a character that people care a lot about, and I completely attest to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
The movie just sucked. And Ezra's a criminal. Like,
hey man, 10 seasons. You know what? Cisco never told Barry to put a fucking baby in a microwave.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how that's like bare minimum.
That's crazy, dude. Like first episode.
Yeah. I'm almost positive. The thing was, people watched 10 years of Grant Gustin looking silly when he runs because the CGI is not that good. Like, the Flash movie still had that, but you also had a criminal wearing the fucking suit. Yep. Like, that's the major difference, you idiot.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I'll never forget, like, season 3 or 4, whenever Supergirl showed up when she first started to, and it's an episode where they showed behind the scenes of them doing their powers, and Grant Gustin is doing his arm tornadoes, and there's no special effects, and he's just doing that next to fucking the girl who played Supergirl, and people still watched another 6 seasons of it, dude. Fuck you guys. Yeah. Flash is great.
Yeah. The thing is, when Supergirl first shows up and Grant first meets her, when he travels universes and she's on fire and they travel to the field. Do you remember that scene?
Yes.
Do you remember how bad the fire on her shirt looks? And from that, she got 2-3 seasons of a show, and then they spun off from that show another CW show that ran 4 seasons and was the second best CW show ever. It was never about the CGI. 10 years Grant Gustin did that, and it never once looked fucking fantastic. It looked pretty good. Yeah, a fair amount of times, but it also looked like a CW show the most of the time.
And let's be real, like, in the VFX they needed to work on, they did. Gorilla Grodd, King Shark, those villains, CGI was great for a TV show. Fucking perfect. Better, like, it wasn't better. It wasn't an HBO show, but they also weren't putting $100 million into every episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget how excited I was when I saw Gorilla Grodd or when I saw King Shark. You know what I mean? Like.
Exactly.
And they brought in Mark Hamill, the voice of the Trickster, to be the Trickster in the Flash series.
That's incredible.
It was great. That's incredible. It was just an old man on Mark Hamill, still doing shit. It was great.
Yeah, it's...
how dare you?
Andy Muschietti's a fucking idiot.
Moron.
He's an idiot, man.
You know who's not an idiot? Apple TV.
Why is that?
You know why? Ladies and gentlemen, as of a couple episodes ago, you were looking at 2 incredible Ted Lasso fans. It has officially been announced. Ted Lasso 4 season. Jason Sudeikis ekes a massive payday to bring back the beloved coach. We're back, baby.
Shame on you fucking streaming services, dude. How dare they continue anything after the farewell song? It just wrapped up with the nicest bow.
Hey, man.
Like,
I don't know what to tell you.
And here's the thing that makes me the maddest about this.
Go ahead, talk your shit.
They're going to make a season 4. They're going to put a lot of money into it. They just gave Jason Sudeikis a lot of money to come back.
A lot.
And you know what they're not going to do? Promote this goddamn show in any capacity.
No.
Like.
Doesn't need it, Ray.
It doesn't need
no,
it.
It doesn't.
It does, because it's still on Apple TV, which is like the 8th best streaming service, by numbers.
Because if Adam Scott can sit with Ben Stiller in a plastic cubicle in Times Square for 8 hours one time.
Yeah, but how much does that do for your fucking show?
Severance,
I don't know.
Season 2, Episode 1 had some of the highest numbers in history.
For Apple TV.
for streaming services.
I don't believe that for a goddamn second. On Apple TV, go fuck yourself.
I might have just lied. It might have just been Apple TV.
The thing with Ted Lasso that pisses me off, there's no way.
I wanted to be serious and just be like, no, right.
No,
I couldn't even I couldn't even pretend to lie to you about that.
No, it could have. The thing with like the Ted Lasso season 4, 30% of people that ever watch it are gonna watch it on TikTok. That's just like that's the thing. People don't have Apple TV. They just don't. Like they just don't have it. If it's not Tubi, Tubi's number 1 for a reason. Apple TV, Apple's a big name, but it's not one of the marquee streaming services. It's just not.
It's not Hulu.
It's just not. It's not fucking Netflix, and it's not Hulu. Like everything else, Paramount Plus, Peacock, all the other fucking bullshit. Apple
I forgot
TV,
Peacock was still a thing.
It's all in the lower tier.
Yeah.
Like just because it's Apple and it's iPhone and it's iPad, like it doesn't make it a premier streaming service.
I'll put HBO up there with Hulu and Netflix.
I wouldn't.
Only because they have.
I wouldn't, and the reason I'm saying I wouldn't is because you didn't even call it the right name. It's Max now. HBO name. It doesn't exist in that anymore,
kiss
dude.
My ass.
That fucking streaming service is garbage.
No, dude.
You click on Max, you can't watch fucking 50% of the goddamn DC cartoons made in the last 20 years.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. They cycle off there so often, dog. They
really?
sell the rights off to other streaming services.
It happens.
Like there was a time you could go on to
you're allowed
Disney Plus and watch the Snyder Cut.
So I've watched multiple college games, multiple NBA games on HBO. I found it very convenient. It has some of the most obscure movies.
I know you have.
Non-Netflix, because I don't feel like Netflix can suck my dick, bro. I'll give you my HBO password because it's the same thing. We're not calling it X, bro. We're calling it Twitter. It's the same thing. The generation knows what it is. All right, it's that simple.
It's
right?
Max.
You know you don't even have it.
I don't,
You're
but
wrong.
it's Max because they fucked up.
HBO is fantastic. It has some of the best movies that they're putting out, especially with they're dropping some of the best movies from theaters. They're getting some of the most exclusive rights. Like you couldn't, like they didn't drop. You had to rent Dune on any other streaming platform if you attempted, if you even wanted to, or you can just go to HBO and just get it because they have the exclusive rights. They have so many DC movies, and of that nature, they have the entire Harry Potter collection. They own it.
Well, sure.
They have some of the most the biggest
they got the
franchises.
whole Warner Brothers and DC.
They have Discovery. They have Bleacher Report. Like they have so many things that continue together. Where I will put it in that tier even above Amazon Prime.
I forgot Prime was the thing. Yeah, I would think it's definitely above Apple TV, but it's not anywhere near Netflix or that top tier. Like Netflix, Hulu, Tubi is number 1 by a mile, and then that next tier to me would be Prime,
Hulu,
maybe Max.
Max has some of.
Well, I'm not talking content wise. I'm talking pure numbers.
Oh, I see.
Because I don't give a fuck what's on them. I couldn't tell you what's on any of them.
Penguin just won a Golden Globe, one of the biggest shows ever.
Okay,
on HBO Max.
Shogun won fucking 75 of them, and it's on FXX, dude.
It's streaming on Hulu, is what I'm saying though.
But it doesn't.
No, you're
like the
right,
the numbers. Apple TV is just low. Like Max is just low. Like it's just it can have Dune, it can have exclusive shit, but there's still like a good portion of people that are gonna pirate it or are gonna watch clips on TikTok of it forever.
Right. I will still argue that Max is the trio compared to.
I wouldn't. I don't know the numbers. I'm just going off vibes, but I think it's pretty fucking low.
No,
I think it's pretty low. I would say number 5 at the highest it could be.
Max?
Yeah, I think it's Tubi, Netflix, HBO, maybe even Prime, and then it would be Max. Like Peacock, Paramount Plus.
You put HBO up there.
Yeah, I put Max at 5.
You went HBO at like number 3, then Prime, and then Max.
I meant Hulu then.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like.
Tubi, then Netflix, then Hulu, then Amazon Prime, and then probably Max. Okay. I would say because I don't think
I'm excluding Tubi, but that makes sense because Tubi's obviously
Tubi. I got if we can count pirating, we got to count Tubi because that's just the most popular fucking app in the world.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I just to wrap this back up. Shame on them for bringing this back because it wrapped up great, but then also shame on you in advance for not, like, what are they going to do? They're going to bring Ted out at soccer at an MLS game one time and then hope Bleacher Report post a clip from it and then that's their promotion. Like, that's what the Severance thing was. Yes, it was fucking cool, but all that came of it was the Adam Scott talks about it on Seth Meyers at Night or whatever. Like, that's what comes of it. Yeah. It's not genuine. It's not millions of dollars in digital promotion for these shows, which they're just not going to do. Right. Like, a vast majority of people are going to watch this fucking show on goddamn TikTok clips. Like, that's just the reality it is when you're an Apple TV show. Like, it's just how it is. And it doesn't need to be made. And I love Ted Lasso, but this doesn't need to be made, dude.
It needs to be made.
I don't think so.
You know what definitely does need to be made? I don't think
so.
Sonic 4.
I've never watched any of these movies.
Dude.
Not a one of them.
We'll watch it. I haven't seen the new one yet, so we'll go watch it soon. We'll watch them all. We'll do a trilogy one day in the new studio. Because Sonic 4 has officially been announced. A date has been announced, my friend. Races into theaters March 19th, 2027.
Oh my god, dude.
Hell yeah. We're getting Metal Sonic and we're getting Amy.
That means nothing to me. I don't know shit about Sonic, dude.
It's sick.
No, I barely played the games as a kid even.
I respect that. We're getting one of his biggest real villains besides Shadow and Dr. Eggman, because it's literally just a metal version of him. And Amy is
metal version of Sonic.
Yeah,
that they named Metal Sonic.
Literally,
I love the imagination.
Hey man, it was the '80s. I don't know what you fucking want from me, Ray.
I need to come up with a better name.
I'm trying my fucking hardest here, Ray. Oh, all right. Fuck you. Sega's incredible. No, I cannot wait for this movie. They gave us Keanu Reeves as Shadow. Can't imagine what they're gonna fucking do for the rest of the franchise. Robert Pattinson apparently would love to play Steve-O in a biopic.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
I'm down as hell. I think it could be fucking amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great. Dude.
I spent a long time trying to figure out the impressions of Steve-O's voice growing up and into my adulthood. Robert Pattinson said in an interview for his new movie, Mickey 17, coming out. And I'm down, dude. Give him the chance. Give us a Steve-O biopic.
I can't believe it's not being worked on.
I can't.
What a redemption story. Genuinely, like, it's I've read his book. It's a crazy fucking life he's lived, dude.
Yeah, like, I went to his tour where he told his story and also did comedy. Like, it was great, beautiful. I love his podcast. Like, Steve-O, you're a treasure, my friend.
A redemption
from
story, man.
Your views on animal cruelty, for you standing up for PETA and SeaWorld. Dude, you a legend. This man went on a billboard with a whale against SeaWorld because of animal cruelty and shit. Like, he has zero issues getting arrested for his belief in animal rights. He has saved countless of dogs and rescue animals, and Steve-O's a legend, dude. Absolute legend. From zero to hero, we love you, my friend.
I agree.
You know what's probably going to go down after your comment? Netflix.
No, it won't.
Netflix announces yet another price hike, and it adds a record number of new subscribers.
You know why it won't go down? Because everybody that has Netflix has that shit on auto pay. They're not clicking pay every month, dude. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, these sheep are still going to pay it.
Yeah, fair enough. Natalie Portman apparently has been rumored to reprise her role as Padme in Ahsoka Season 2. And yes, we are going to watch at least an episode of it. Maybe, probably. We'll see. But hot damn, dude. I'm down. Anything Natalie Portman is in, I'm in for. Also, Ahsoka Season 2. Heck yes.
I'm down for that as well.
My one thing always for Star Wars, our entire podcast. I'm so sick of Star Wars politics. Give me lightsabers or give me nothing. And Dave Filoni was like, dude, what about...
You don't like the serious tones of Andor?
I don't give a shit about Star Wars espionage like that unless there's lightsabers, man. That's just... it something else.
That's the issue, man. When you get lightsabers, the show gets canceled. When you get the fucking...
No, because we got Kenobi. Because even in The Mandalorian, we have lightsabers. They did such
cool shit in that show, and it got so much hate, dude.
The Acolyte?
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the show. The Cortosis helmet where it shorts out the lightsabers. Yeah. Got the bracers of that. Dude, that's fucking sick.
Kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. You had like twin Jedis, and then they went dark. Like, that's a dope story.
A dope concept.
But they 100%. Were black, so people lost their goddamn mind. Like, it was...
Black women,
yeah. Even... doubly worse to that group of people
for some reason.
God damn, like, that's a cool ass series.
Watch the whole series. Wasn't bad.
It's pretty good.
Wasn't bad.
It was good. Yeah,
definitely didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was gonna. But it was definitely better than what everyone in the world was saying.
It didn't deserve death threats. Like,
no.
Nothing you could ever make on the screen deserves death threats. But it's like it was just a Star Wars show.
Does it deserve a season 2?
That was pretty all right.
Could they have wrapped it up better? Yeah. But definitely,
I don't know.
Pretty good. Ahsoka, fantastic.
Dude, that's just that's the state of Star Wars, though. It feels like if you try to do something new,
it doesn't have the 7 characters that you know.
Yeah, it's like if you do new and fresh and you do anything with the lightsaber or the Jedi, there's people like pushing up their glasses like, well, actually, from the handbook guide from the original Xbox game, this character was born in this year, so this breaks canon. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, fucking enjoy something. Enjoy something. It's okay to like the cool shit stuff. Like Andor that they make that's like really, I didn't watch it, but it seems like stuffy, serious Star Wars espionage, but it's not like badass fight sequence like the Acolyte, but that gets the season 2, because that's what Star Wars fans, that's the only thing they can possibly enjoy.
Just politics is
just
Star
shit that can't possibly be nitpicked and picked apart by these slow motion motherfuckers on YouTube.
Is space politics essentially is what Andor is. I enjoyed it. I have no issue with it. Didn't really care much for it. Rogue One was all right. I don't care about these characters unless I'm seeing lightsabers. That's just who I am because they literally have lightsabers throughout. One of the greatest fight scenes ever is Duel of the Fates against Darth Maul. The fight scene in Attack of the Clones where they're all fighting in the giant pit. Kiss my ass. It's the coolest shit ever, dude. Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Anakin Skywalker before he turns into Darth Vader is so fucking cold, and you're like, what if we made 7 shows? Not a single lightsaber, dude. Why? And then you're like, well, what if we make a complete unique story, but we don't care about what the fans want? Okay. This is why we don't put lightsabers in it, because fucking the fans don't want it.
They don't want it.
And then Filoni's like, well, I didn't have any part of that, actually. This is what I have a part of, Ahsoka, this, that, and the other. Like, oh, that was, okay, go ahead. Pop off, sis. Go ahead. Can't wait for Natalie Portman and Ahsoka. Ryan Gosling apparently is in talks to star in Sean Levy's new Star Wars movie, and I cannot give 2 flying fucks.
Me neither. I don't give a shit.
Yep. Be perfectly honest with you. Benedict Cumberbatch says Doctor Strange will not be in Avengers Doomsday, but has a major role in Secret Wars. He's quite central to where things might go.
Don't care.
I don't really care either.
Don't care. Loved his solo movie, dude. Loved that first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness wasn't terrible.
I can't get excited about an Avengers movie.
Yeah. I respect that.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm more into the solo stuff at the moment as well. And also, DC reigns.
DC reigns. That's what's got my attention.
Yep.
Even like we've been talking about reacting to Invincible and Commandos just ended. Like Spider-Man cartoon drops in less than a week, and we haven't mentioned it one time this episode. That's how DC focused we are, or non-Marvel focused. Just in general, we are like. I don't give a fuck when I see Marvel news come across my timeline. I couldn't care fucking less.
Nope.
Because it's probably something about how Captain America's reshooting. And it releases next week. They're still working on something about it. Dude. Or someone has magically been cast for a last second role that they're putting in.
Or they're still letting us know that Blade is delayed.
Dude.
Like, why? We get it. Yeah, kiss my ass, dude. Oh, yeah, man. I think I said enough. I think I said all I needed to say. DC reigns supreme. Yeah. We do not care about all the Marvel reshoots and what they're going to give us and what they're going to delay. It does not matter until we see it. All right? DC, though, they'll let us know whenever it's officially finalized because DC understands and respects fans. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Doug McDoubles, Ray McFlurry II. Please, do yourself a favor. Thank you so much for being here for both Season 1 and Season 2. Saturday Morning Cartoons. Next time you see us, we'll be in the new studio with new topics, new podcasts, new guests, and a lot more fun. Drink plenty of water, be safe, and welcome to the new season.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
End credits? But I don't want it to end!